Trap released this weekend on streaming on Max, and I wanted to go ahead and cover it. I've seen the movie while when it came out, but just not having a chance to actually review it. And the question is, will viewers be thrilled by Josh Hartnett's return to the horror thriller genre, or will they fall for another M. Night Shyamalan twisted-ended trap? See what I did there? So let's break it down. And I want to say, no, spoilers. So if you've not seen the movie, be prepared. I'm going to spoil and talk about stuff that's you should have already watched in the movie. So let's just get to it. So getting into Josh Hartnett, because for me, I'm a Josh Hartnett fan. I know he had some stuff going on as far as weird, crazy fans coming to his house. He's kind of wanted to escape Hollywood for a little bit and go live, across the pond. So he's been in stuff throughout the years, but he kind of made this like weird gap in the, big theatrical releases. So he's no stranger to the horror thriller franchise. He has appeared in movies such as Halloween H2O, which I believe was his very first film. Then he was in The Faculty not long after that. 30 Days of Night. He's in the TV shows. He's been in Black Mirror and Penny Dreadful. So he's been in that space, right? So his return to the genre with Trap got me excited and was pretty much the main reason why I saw this movie. Now the premise seems a little simple. I didn't want to give you the tagline for the movie because I don't think it really represents what the movie's about. Because I think it's like a father and daughter go to a concert and end up winding up with something more sinister or something like that. And that doesn't speak to what the movie's about. So Josh Hartnett as a killer, he goes to a concert with his daughter, only to realize that it's all a trap to capture him. And that's basically what the movie's about. And it's, to me, a clever premise. And that's what I was interested in when I actually saw the trailer. So it didn't really kind of match the tagline. As someone who's gone to his fair share of concert, it's weird to think that I could actually be sitting next to a killer. Just saying, I'm jamming out to my, favorite concert. I went and saw Missy Elliott recently for my birthday. And so it's kind of, here I am jamming out to, 1 Minute Man or whatever I'm jamming out to. And they're like, oh yeah, there's Cooper. If I get in his way, he might kill me if I let him escape the venue. So that kind of thing. It's kind of weird. Anyways. So I just kind of want to talk about briefly about what I liked, what I didn't like, and I think the movie probably should have gone before I give my final thoughts and rating. So Josh Hartnett as the killer. I think he plays the character perfectly as Cooper. His way of being very charismatic with others while also being deceitful was very fun to watch, especially like with the guy that, is in charge of doing the t-shirt vending, like the merchandise guy. That was very funny and really cool to play out. Or like when he's somehow, all the cops are having their meeting talking about him, and then he somehow just goes and like delivers the coffee. I'm like, did y'all really not do y'all's research to know what this guy looks like? I mean, come on. But it was just kind of cool to see, like, he's just of course, he is handsome. He is a good looking guy. So I guess that kind of plays into it. But, he just very charismatic and is, easily able to win you over even in that moment. Now, in saying that, I also liked that he was able to inflict a lot of damage just even by trying to escape, either trying to divert or avoid different situations or find a way out of the venue. So like he pushes someone down the stairs to kind of like draw attention to see if he can get outside. He causes a girl to get burned from a grease fire with like the fry tray. That was crazy. But again, also to draw attention away from him so he can try to escape. And I also wanted to see more of those scenes. I don't feel like we got a whole lot of those, and I wanted to see those. Like the mom that was friends, the mom of the friend that like wasn't talking to his daughter Riley. I'm like, that girl something should have happened to them for dang sure. That's what I wanted to see, but it didn't happen. Anyways, I did like that the setting and concert experience to me was very authentic. So the whole Lady Raven concert series. I do think they kind of dwell a little bit too much on Riley's experience of it all. I think we could have kind of fast forwarded through a little bit of that. Like we get it. She's really excited to be at the concert, but as far as waiting outside to have her picture taken and all that, we didn't have to do all that. We could just fast forward a little bit through that. We get it. You're at the concert. You're there to see Lady Raven. Let's move it through. And now I know that M. Night Shyamalan's daughter is actually when you play Lady Raven, and she actually does sing. So I think this is also more of like an advertisement for her music. My wife pointed out that she's actually listens to some of her songs and has some of her songs on her playlist. But I think that was also what this was kind of for. But now, moving over to what I didn't like. What's up with having Haley freaking Mills from The Parent Trap in your movie, and you don't hardly really ever use her? She's just kind of walking around looking around, you know, like instructing people on her walkie, but that's it. That's all we get. One kind of chase scene, but that's nothing else. I think there was like a couple deleted scenes where she's doing a little bit more, but she didn't really do much. She didn't say much. I was just kind of like, really? How you gonna have her in this movie after we haven't seen her in a lot of things and not have her do more? Just kind of weird. I know she's like a psycho, like the, you know, Loomis to the Michael Myers kind of thing, but still, she could have done more than that. Again, I put on here the lack of more violence. He is a killer, isn't he? We see him have this guy locked up in his basement on his phone, but again, with him doing a lot more of the diverting and trying to get out of the venue, I wanted to see him, you know, cause more chaos with that. Um, the ending and twist. Why M. Night? Why you continue to do this to us? I think a lot of people from the trailer wanted to go see this movie, and then when they actually saw it, and you saw where they were going and what they did, you were just like, why? This would never happen. This would never happen. So if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, I'll try to keep it brief. Lady Raven takes it upon herself to be the bait and try to capture Cooper, and ends up, you know, driving them to in a limo, his daughter and him, to their house, and then going inside their house and, you know, trying to save the victim, you know, after she realizes he's the killer, and, you know, that the, you know, communications with the victims on the phone, and like trying to get out to her followers. I'm like, this would never happen. Never, ever, ever happen. Never happen. I can't think of one. I mean, maybe in the moment, an artist would be like, oh, I need to step in and like try to be a hero. But just from the get-go, I can't see that happening. No Ariana Grande, no Taylor Swift. I can't see any of them being like, oh, I'm gonna be the bait to catch a serial killer, and then I'm gonna capture myself. They ain't gonna do that. That ain't never gonna happen. So that whole twist and ending thing, nah, that was a no-go for me. I'll get to how I wanted it to happen here in a minute. But one more thing I wanted to talk about, because it came up, was what's with the pie candy? I don't know why. So we have eye candy, if you see what I did there. Now we have pie candy. So there's a scene where Josh Hartnett takes his shirt off while he's talking to his wife. And I'm like, why did he do that? That has nothing to do with the plot. Why are you taking your shirt off, man? He only did that, I guess, to let people know that, hey, I've been gone for a while, but hey, look at my body. I still got it. And then he started to eat pie. What? So that's where we got to pie candy. I just had to bring that up because I just was sitting there looking like, what? Of course, my wife enjoyed it, but I was just like, and all the other ladies I'm sure in the theater enjoyed it, and guys. But I was just like, what has this got to do with the movie? Come on, what's it got to do with the movie? So, in saying all that, let's talk about what I feel like it should have been. And I think you might agree. So I would have liked Josh Hartnett's character Cooper to continue trying to find ways of getting out of the venue and causing chaos and damage to others in the process. As he dealt with the dead end after dead end after dead end, he would have continued to kind of unravel and start making more careless mistakes that would have led to a more climactic showdown, I think, between Haley Mills' character, Lady Raven, and even his daughter Riley. He could have maybe held, you know, Lady Raven hostage somehow. That gives the movie its big reveal to his daughter, who's like, oh crap, my dad's a killer, you know, that kind of thing, because up until this point, she doesn't know. We could have then maybe brought in his wife and their son Logan to kind of help build upon the family element, and then have it, you know, again, be a shock, and then have it to where Cooper's eventually taken out or taken away. You know, he could still have been arrested, doesn't have to be killed, but just kind of taken away. Then, are you taking note, M. Night? Then the twist could have been that we go back to Cooper's house where the wife and kids are now. Cooper's gone, only for his wife to be a part of the murder, like in on the murdering, and goes down to the basement and kills the victim that we've been seeing throughout the movie that was held hostage. There's your movie. I think you can agree with that. The movie does tease a sequel. Maybe. I wouldn't mind seeing how Cooper gets out again. He's very charismatic and finds a way. But if they're gonna do that, like I could see him doing that and then going to a different town that doesn't know anything about him. That's typically what happens. Look at me, I'm writing the sequel myself. But I would do it without M. Night Shyamalan's involvement. Get him out of it. But that's that's that. So, in saying all that, here's my final thoughts on Trap. While Trap sets the stage for a Josh Hartnett thriller comeback, M. Night's continued lackluster twist-ending formula steals the show, ultimately leaving you feeling cheated. And with that, I give it 2.5 out of 5 Josh Hartnetts. So that is my review of Trap. Again, it's on Max right now. You can also buy it on digital. So by all means, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What did you think of the movie if you saw it? Are you a Josh Hartnett fan? Are you glad to see him back? And what do you think about how I feel like the movie should have gone? That's it for this video, guys. Enjoy that like button. If you want more like this one, subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys next time on The Mashup.